Morning, Cibolo Valley. We hope and pray all is well with you. I'm going to tell you a story today which exemplifies that the Bible not only tells us real history, but also how God has used multiple means to spread the good news across the world. I'm going to tell you the story of the Maori people. The knowledge of one true God has been preserved in Polynesian culture. The Maori people of New Zealand left the Middle East sometime after Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Joseph lived about 3,800 years ago. Their creation account will show you how we know this. And they journeyed west through the Indo-Malayan regions, ending up in Hawaii. When the Hawaiian culture was overrun by enemies from Tahiti, many of them fled to New Zealand. These Maori people brought with them the knowledge of God, creation, and other biblical events. The Maori have stories about God making the first people from dirt, and stories about Eve and a snake. Their stories also tell of a great ancestor known as Luanu, who left the country and traveled south. He was commanded by God to introduce circumcision for all his descendants. He had two sons, one by a slave girl and the other by a chiefess. He went up a mountain to sacrifice to his God. Luanu is Abraham of the Bible, of course. You can see the parallels. Their stories also include references to Jacob and Joseph. Now, all of this is prior to any missionary encounter with them in New Zealand. They had the story. The Maori priests had knowledge of a supreme being named, now they spelled it I-O, but they pronounced it Eor. There are a few of his attributes, names: supreme, everlasting, the parent of heavens, the parent of worlds, of clouds, of animals, the parent of man, source of knowledge, and the giver of all. Genesis events, such as the global flood and the Tower of Babel, are also known within the Maori culture. The Maori people of New Zealand and other Polynesian cultures have preserved the knowledge of the one true God and the real history of humanity for thousands of years. The truth of the Bible is not limited to just the Jews and the Christians. God has left his witness of true history among the nations all over the world. We're told in Titus 2:11 that for the grace of God that brings salvation has appeared to all men. That's a good part of what we have celebrated with Christmas, which is now past, and we hope that you celebrate each day.